Hi, my name is Janie Bivens. I'm excited about this project. I've been thinking about a leader all week, but I just waited till Saturday to make this video because I was really busy with a lot of different things and I got sick. And then when I started feeling better, I had a wedding to cater. I just got done with the wedding. And so, needless to say, I just watched Brother Combs' video and I picked the same leader. So I'm sorry if we have the same leader, but he's a very good example of leadership, and that is the prophet Joseph Smith. I was going to try to change my person after watching Brother Combs' video, but I changed my mind and just decided I would go with the one I already wrote out. There's 5 qualities I wrote an article, and there's 5 qualities of Joseph Smith that exemplify leadership according to William E. Barrett. And one is Joseph Smith had great intelligence. 2, zeal for learning. 3, faith in a living God. 4, the ability to look within himself and correct his own character. And 5, the love of people. Those are all great Christ-like qualities. He also was very charismatic. Joseph Smith, a lot of times we talk about him in our church classes and in culture, the LDS culture, as the fact that he was not an intelligent man, that he could have never translated the Book of Mormon as fast as he could because he only had a certain age education. And that is partially true. He did only go to school to a certain point in his life, but that doesn't mean he wasn't intelligent. He was a very intelligent person. But the one quality that I really thought about leadership is integrity, because that encompasses all the qualities. And integrity to me is one of the most important things you can do, to be able to live and make choices based on how you are and what you are becoming, rather than because you make those choices because people are actually watching you. Joseph Smith, there's a story that actually involves some of my relatives and my husband's, I want to say great-great-grandfather. It's in one of the Joseph Smith books of his life. Anyway, Joseph Smith had some legal problems, as he did periodically throughout his life. He was always getting falsely accused of things. And he needed to borrow some money for lawyer fees and that sort of thing. And my husband's great-great, I believe, grandfather loaned the prophet Joseph Smith $1,000, which was a lot of money in those days. And his sister, my husband's great-great-grandfather's sister, was very opposed to that. She was very upset and kept saying, this is a mistake. You're never going to get your money back. But he nevertheless loaned the prophet the money. And the prophet Joseph Smith said that he would have it back on a certain day, that he would have the money for him by, I forget what day it was, but he gave him a deadline. And that day came, and the day went on, and the day passed, and evening came, and then nighttime came. All the while, my husband's grandfather was being berated by his sister and saying, I told you so, you're never going to get your money back. And a few minutes before midnight of that deadline that the prophet made to my husband's great-great-grandfather, he came knock. There was a knock at the door, and there was the prophet, and he said, I'm so sorry that I'm so late in the evening bringing you this money back, but it took me a little while to gather the funds in order to pay back the money I said that I would have for you on this day. And that just showed great integrity. I mean, he could have called and said, or not called, he could have sent a message and said, I'm not going to be there tonight. I haven't had a chance, with apologies, but he was very determined to keep his word. And I think that's really true for any business or any relationship. When you have that trust between people of being able to keep your word, it's something that I want to emulate. I want people to know that when I say something or something that I'm going to do, that I'm dependable and that I'm there to do it. And that's really important to me, amongst other things. He was more than just a great leader. He was actually a politician and a great leader in politics. He was a great leader in his family, in his personal life, to his parents and brothers and sisters. And he was an amazing leader of the church. And here we are, because of his prophetic desire to know the truth and to obey the commandments of our Heavenly Father, we're here having all of the gospel and the restored gospel on the earth. So he's my number one favorite famous leader. And I hope to emulate some of his qualities of being a good leader. I'm probably going over time as well. He also had, there was something really interesting that I read about him. He also had a bunch of revolutionary ideas. And I think that's a great part of leadership, is once you're a good leader, you start getting more ideas of how to help people become better themselves or help people get better. And there's a whole bunch to list, but because of lack of time, I just want to go over one really fast. And he had the idea to have a prison reform system in place. He actually vouched for 2 boys that had vandalized somebody's barn or something like that. And instead of sending them to prison, which is what they were going to do, they were going to send them to jail. He said, wait, let me take them under my wing and let me put these boys to work. And they paid off the person that the property damage that they had, and they became better for it and learned more lessons than they would have if they were just in jail doing time for their vandalism. And I guess the older one of the kids that he helped in his makeshift reform system bore his testimony as an older man, saying like that was the best thing that ever happened to him. It changed his life and taught him lessons of integrity. So I'm, again, grateful for the Prophet Joseph Smith. I'm grateful for this class. It's a great class. I'm having a great time and learning a lot. And thank you very much.